Hi, my name is Phil, and I'll be going my LAMP architecture to store names into a database. So I'll be going over just adding a names, showing a name, and then deleting it from the database and showing the database again. So let's start with the names underscore input.php. So this starts with an include.htm, which includes this top portion, which are 3 hyperlink references that are made by this. One for names, one for delete, and one for show names. And they each call their own. So one calls delete records, which we'll call here. One calls the names.input, which is here. And then another one calls the show names, which is here. Moving on, please enter a name below. So here's all the text that is before the field box. Then we get into the field box. It has a entry for first name, then for middle initial, and then for last name with a submit button that submits it to store names. So let's enter something in. Okay, so let's hit submit. So the data was stored. You see store names pops up. So this handles by checking if all of the entries have had something in them. Then it connects to the database. It gets the database name, then we get the table name. After that, we store each variable and strip the slashes so that no one can input any commands into the database and try to extract information. So it's a little more of a security thing here. To get the first, last, and middle. And then you want to do a SQL query, which you do insert into the table with these parameters of first, middle, last, with values of first, middle, and last that have been stored up here. And then if it can't find this query, it'll give an error and there'll be problems. There's some problems with the code. So next we'll go to show names. So show names is handled the same way. It can almost the same way as the others. So it has the include, which has these 3 hyperlink references. And then it connects to a database. It gets the database name. It gets the tables. So where it differs is it searches. So it searches for the table name. If the table name can't be found, then there's no entries here. Then we have a list of all the database names. So this creates everything that's already existing in the database. Alright, then we can move on to delete records. So with delete record, it's almost the same as show names in database. It has the include with all the 3 hyperlinks. It connects. Then it gets the database name, and it gets the table, and redraws, or not redraws, but remakes the database that is already existing with the SQL string and then the query result. After it has created the table, it has a post method that calls the gone.php. This is activated when you hit the submit button and delete which record you want. So I will delete the 12th record. Submit. So once I hit submit, gone.php is called. It connects to the database, gets the database name, the table name, then it gets the ID that I put in and strips the slashes for the same security reasons I stated before. Queries the database and does a delete from table with the ID that I put in, which is the ID is the running count of each thing that has been put into the database. And you can see I've deleted previous things. Then once it deletes it, it says this record has been deleted. And it goes through the same thing as delete records with remaking the database and showing what is currently in it. And that is all for the LAMP architecture.